Hello everyone and welcome to the Cats Red Dead Online podcast. I know it's been a while since the last episode, but here we are again, and today I'm not introducing, I mean you definitely know anyway, my guest is AustinBMX. Hi Austin. Austin.
How's it going, guys?
Oh,
And Kat, hope you're having a great Sunday. What is it? Evening for you, right?
yeah, for me it's evening. I know for you it's like late morning or noon.
Yes,
It's
9:30 on a
afternoon.
Sunday.
Yeah, so it's just the beginning of Sunday. It's pretty cool. Anyway, we have a lot of viewers in chat already. I have to show Cat, just like always. And meanwhile, we with Austin gonna be discussing this Blood Money updated, which is not gonna be a surprise for you, I guess. Uh, uh, yeah, you definitely expected this from the thumbnail and stuff like this. Again, hello to anyone who's joining, welcome. And as a reminder, this podcast always have similar structure in which I'm mostly talking with my guest, but I'm keeping an eye on chat. I'm just don't have much opportunities to respond, but I'm trying to read as much as I can. Anyway, Austin, let's go straight to the point. Rate a Blood Money update from 0 to 10.
Well, since the beginning, I've always said it was a 7 for me, and that's looking at the whole update itself. So we through the podcast and stuff, we can break that all down because there's a lot of, different things in this update as a whole. And when I talk about the update, of course, we're going to be talking about stuff that isn't even coming yet that Rockstar is included, but, hasn't released yet. So if I look at everything that I think they're going to bring it out and how they spread everything out, I always gave it a 7. I usually start my review stuff at, I usually don't start at 0. I start at 5. And if something's really bad, like even the naturalists could have some issues that drop down because of all the major issues that we had after that update, which would knock it down a little bit, but we'll make it easy and just say I'm still sticking with a 7. I know you're like a 5, right? I think that's what you always said.
Yeah,
from the
for me
beginning.
it's 5. I would ask, I see some viewers already posting their,
Oh yeah,
rates
they're upset.
in the chat. Feel free to, to post your rate for this update. But okay, so, I have like a counter argument each time when I hear that this update is like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, or even 7. Let's say 7. It's also, I can debate that. Like, rate other updates. Like, rate last 4 updates. What's your rate for last 4 updates? Bounty Hunters, Naturalist, Moonshiner, Frontier Pursuits, obviously. Give them a rate. So, to have something to compare.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this a lot as well, and I think I was on the podcast right after the Bounty Hunter update, and I still gave it as to me as a 7 as well. I think that I know if we look at the rating system as well, we always have to have something to compare it to, right? So what would be a 10? Is there any update that has ever been dropped in this game for, like, we'll say roles like Frontier Pursuits and beyond, that is a 10? Would
No,
you rate
it's
Frontier
not.
Pursuits as a 10?
It's not 10, it's 8, because Frontier Pursuits was launched with tons of problems. I remember that extremely, like, really clearly. Like, Bounty Hunter for me was not working for 2 weeks, I believe. And
Yep,
plus,
true.
Bounty Hunter is definitely not the role that it is right now. It was way worse. There was no legendary bounty missions when it was released. They were drip-feeded. And there was like only boring standard bounty hunter. So, launch of this update at least was not far from perfect.
We started getting that drip feed a week later, right? I think the first Bounty Hunter mission came a week later.
They started super fast because they had a lot of legendary bounty hunter missions in a drip feed, like
Yeah,
10.
there was like 10.
Yeah.
That was like
So but there was a lot of technical issues with Bounty Hunters update. Like I couldn't
that
level
was
up
true.
Bounty Hunter, for example. I guess you had the same issue because many players.
Yeah, I
did.
had the same issue, I think, with posse leaders had a problem, I think, where they weren't getting payout or something like that as well, if I remember right. Because I always played back then. We were playing, you know, with the posse quite a lot with the mods and everything, and I think that was the major issue I remember from the bounty hunter. I think that came across. There must be something weird in the code for bounty hunter, because didn't that happen the same thing with the expansion as well? Like people couldn't level up the role. Bounty hunter's cursed, man.
Yeah, they had the same problem, but I'm not quite sure, but I don't think it was at the same degree as with original launch of Bounty Hunter. But anyway, for me it's like 8.5 maybe. It was a big update. It was definitely, you know, significant update with a lot of new stuff. Because in this update we have no new stuff, like nothing. It's nothing new here. Roles is a completely new stuff. So it's 8.5, but you know what I'm trying to say. So if for me it's 8.5 Frontier Pursuits, and Moonshiner is 8, let's say, or maybe also 8.5. I actually enjoyed Moonshiner a lot. It has all that. It's just a small update, but it has it all, almost.
Yeah,
all.
I know. Bounty or Moonshiner is my favorite as well because of that, because of the extensive, how much different variety of stuff it has. You know, good role, good easy way to make money, a story based. You know, so I think Frontier or Moonshiner is my favorite, and it's probably like a 9.
So you would give 9 to Moonshiner, and how much to Frontier Pursuits? Also 8.2 to 8.5, something like this.
Well, I didn't know we're going decimal. Maybe I'll do a little more better than you. I'll do 8.7.
Okay, so you know
we're really breaking it down now.
So Blood Money is just a little worse, in your opinion, than these two updates. That what always, you know, makes no sense for me. Like, if people are giving 8, let's say 8 to Blood Money, like, what are the rates for other updates? And, like, there is a huge difference between Blood Money update and even Moonshiner update. Like, a huge difference. So, to me, like, even your score looks a little bit too optimistic. It's just because... even out of context, I'm talking out of context. I'm not taking into consideration that, you know, we've been waiting for 7 months to this update. The GTA Online received like huge update at the same time, with lots of stuff, you know, similar to Red Dead Online, like Robberies or even Pirate Costume. And stuff like this. I out of context. I don't think this update is any close to Frontier Pursuits, but it's just my opinion. What's your rate for Naturalist? Is gonna be out of 10.
I think I've always given Naturals a 7 as well.
Oh, so for you, these two are similar
and whatnot. Yeah, very similar. Yeah, I think Naturals had a little more content. It was drip fed a little over a longer, well, I don't know if we say drip fed over a longer period of time, because we don't know how this one's going to play out. You know, we definitely got more with the Naturals update, but Naturals did have quite a lot of issues too, which is going to be a negative on it. We did get some pretty cool additions to the game too. You know, that's the biggest thing with this update is the content itself isn't too bad. I mean, I've played all of it, and I saw your video this morning, and I think you need to go play some more because you missed a lot of different variation of the missions. But if we look at things that didn't get added, you know, that's the biggest downside for this update for sure. And I know that's how a lot of people are feeling as well when they look into the update as a whole.
No, I would disagree that there is enough content. Like, Naturalist had like 5 times more content than this one. It's a really rough estimation, like 5 times. And I'm not even talking about that Naturalist had 2 completely new weapons. It has horses, it has saddle, it has like tons and tons of cosmetics. It has new role. Yes, roles that I don't personally like, but it's a new role. There is a lot behind this role, and there is a real new mechanic. Like, I saw you called, like, stopping a train in Opportunity Mission a new mechanic. No, it's not a new mechanic. It's just some poorly, probably, I'm not quite sure whether it's even intentional. It's kind of weirdly working script in one mission. Like sedating animal, I don't like this mechanic, but it's a completely new mechanic. It works on a different levels than like regular shooting. It drains your stamina, and you can test it on players. So I don't like naturalistic update. I just cannot agree that these two are the same. So like on a different planets. Naturalist update, yes, not the content that we wanted, but at least there is a lot of content. Like a lot of content. What do we have here? I mean, let's count. Let's count. What do you you said I've missed a lot. Like what have I missed in these missions?
Well, how did you get your 13 new missions added to the game? In your video this morning, you said there was 13 new missions, including the crimes and stuff. Are you just counting the 9 separate missions for each of the contracts?
Yes.
And then, what, like, that'd be 4 different crimes?
Yeah. What
All right,
else?
Well, there's just name-wise, there's 5 different crimes. And then inside each one of those crimes, there's tons of scenarios. There's actually, I personally have played 17 different crime
But
missions.
they are the same. They are like no different. You mean these crimes taken from the different quest givers? I mean, they basically the same. It's just basically the same mission in a different setting. So, it's
I
not
understand that, but then you brought up right after that there was there's what 39 new infamous bounties, and you could say the same thing for half of those as well, right?
No.
Yeah, they're definitely not 39 completely different game mechanic infamous bounties.
I'm not talking about game mechanic. I'm
very
different about different missions. These missions are different. Missions at crimes are just same mission but in a different location, like house robbery, for example. How
well, James himself gives you 2 separate house robberies. The first one, you go to the house and you figure out where the person is, and you go find him digging a hole to bury stuff. The other one, you find a homesteader dead on his way to Blackwater. I mean, so if we look at how different those are, we can pick how different all the infamous bounties are as well. They're, basically there's tons of them that are the same like that.
I don't know. For me, infamous bounty missions are like all this. They all tell in like small story. It's like these contracts, but without cutscenes, if I remember correctly. I don't remember cutscenes in infamous bounty missions.
I don't think there is either. I knew they do load you into like an actual, or half of them at least load you into like a solo. But I don't think there's any cutscenes.
Yeah, but they try to tell you this 3-part story, like not like this crime contracts. I like how they managed to do it this time way better, because occasional cutscenes, not in all the missions. No, in all the missions, but like not the same in all the missions. Blue Water contract is definitely the best one, but I mean, they try to tell you story just like this crime, just like these contracts as well, infamous bounty missions. And gameplay-wise, they are like extremely similar to these new contracts. And yet...
Yeah, and I think we're supposed to get some more of those contracts as well. They've mentioned that, so hopefully we can... I'm not sure how many. I know we're supposed to get 2 more, at least 2 more opportunities. We got the jewels coming.
Opportunities, yes.
They've mentioned we getting more drip-fed contracts as well, so we'll see how much more that brings.
You think we're gonna also receive new crimes and new...
they haven't mentioned contracts. That crimes themselves, but contracts they did. In the original Newswire, they mentioned we should have more crimes and 2 more opportunities coming in the coming weeks, they said.
Mm-hmm. So do you think we're gonna get like, because it's possible that we're gonna get like at least or maybe the same amount of missions as it was with Infamous Bounty, just drip-feeded this time. So I was thinking about
that would be quite a lot. That would be, I mean, like you said, there was all at once, 39 Infamous Bounty missions dropped. So, well, it's like 13, right? There's like, 13 different bounty boards. So I'm not sure if we'll get 13 contracts in total, that seems like a lot, but I don't know. They didn't really tell us how many. They just said look for more coming in the coming weeks. You know how they are.
Yeah, we'll see. But in anyway, I'm pretty sure even if they're gonna add new crimes, there will be like no difference in previous crimes. And difference between these crimes and new ones, unless it's gonna be a contract. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of contracts anyway. It's gonna be like less significance and difference between infamous bounty missions. And by the way, there is no reason. Actually, you know, game kinda rewards you for completing infamous bounty missions, just like it rewards you for completing contracts. Because if you complete all 3 parts, you get extra money, just like with infamous
Yeah, I
bounty.
saw that. You do get that. Just like Infamous Bounty, it's the very first time you complete it, you get like that bonus.
Yeah, like 75,
or 60
and
or something
this
like
time
that, dollars,
you
yeah.
get 60, like 75 and 60. But you get no specific reason to play this, you know, regular crimes. Like, why? I already played a lot of stranger missions. I've already played a lot of stuff that is extremely similar to this what we're getting. So I mean, for me, it's not comparable how much content we receive in this update and even in Bounty Hunter. And yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we gonna receive, you know, a lot of content, not only 2 opportunity missions, but way more as a drip feed. Who knows? I would like to believe this, but if not, well, it's just a small, really smallest update ever. It's like Naturalist is way bigger, and it's kinda sad because, you know, this time with Naturalist the whole idea was kinda questionable about sedating animals and stuff like this, but this time idea is super cool.
Yeah, that's why I have it a 7. The idea of this is pretty cool. I want to see it play out, you know. When I give it a 7, I'm kind of looking at what I think may be added over the next 4 months, because we have. And I know in your video you talked about content. You're not included the actual quick draw passes. Let me make sure I say it. Quick draw club. Sorry, it's not a pass anymore. It's a club. Quick draw club. I'm including all of that stuff in my 7. You know, like I said earlier, when I said a 7, we could break it all down, and it probably would, you know, kind of averages everything out to add up to a 7 there, because I'm looking at, you know, stuff we're supposed to be getting over the entire update feed, and I kind of like how that plays out. I mean, the Bounty Hunter update was pretty good, or the expansion, we'll talk about that, was the last one we got, you know. Bounty Hunter expansion was really good, had a lot of content, but even then, a lot of people were done with it in a week or 2, and then we got nothing for 7 months. So with this one, yeah, we're blowing through it all pretty quick. I mean, I was, you know, making videos same as you and running through everything. I completed the club in a day, not even trying, and have gone through all these missions quite a few times in the last week. But I got something to look forward to next month. We got something else coming, and I feel that the opportunities are probably going to drop with those club dates, you know? Like they're giving us like once a month we get this little kind of a little bigger than a weekly drip feed, you know, like a new club and a new mission to do. I kind of like how that might play out. We'll have to see what their plan is and how it actually comes to fruition, because it may suck, it may not, who knows.
But so what do you think when they will, like, what's your prediction when these new opportunity missions will be added?
Like I just stated, I think they're gonna drop larger amounts of drip feed content that we were supposed to be getting during those
Monthly.
same dates that we're getting the new club, you know, to make it kind of like a mini update inside the time where we usually don't get nothing, you know. Usually in the past we get all of our stuff 2 weeks ago, and we pretty much get, you know, just standard discounts and tiny little bonuses for another 6 months. So I think they're trying to test and see how it goes if they give us, you know, little larger drip feed sections throughout the 6 month time, to see how it works out.
But I mean, I'm just thinking about it. It's gonna be not enough. Like even releasing once, let's say once a month, once in a 4 weeks, part of a quick draw club and let's say new opportunity mission, I doubt that it's gonna attract a lot of players, like, and change too much. So because it's just not too much. An first opportunity mission again, it's a big disappointment in my opinion. It's so lazily done, and it could have been so much more. It should have been so much more actually, especially considering the price of 25 Capitale for Ruthless that you will have to grind. I'm super disappointment. But maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you think that opportunity mission is cool, is worth grinding Capitale.
Well, nothing in this game is worth grinding at all, really. You know, I mean, unless you're brand new to the game. So that's one thing that kind of bumped up my scale of this update, as well as all this stuff is available to brand new players. You know, I mean, it sucks. We all want stuff as veterans for a long time. For years to come, hopefully, and everyone will get there. But to have a new way that new players can jump in and just do anything is pretty cool. I don't think it's worth grinding at all. I mean, it's worth maybe just playing normally, and once you get to a certain point, you can go do that mission a few times. I've played it quite a lot and done different things, and I think it's fun. But you know, I play a lot different than everybody else apparently.
But I mean, I understand this logic of playing differently. I do it too, and I like to find some weird stuff. But it's like, I don't know whether you know the dude. He has a YouTube channel, and I talked to him on one of my podcasts. His nickname is CEO Foxtrot.
Oh yeah, I watched. Yeah, I think I watched a little of that podcast, and I watch his videos fairly regularly as well when they pop out. He's got his way of playing is pretty cool, actually. Just enjoying the simplicity of this game, you know.
Yeah, but the thing is, for people who on this side of a spectrum, and in my eyes, hardcore PvP players are the same. For someone who's already really enjoying something that is in the game to the point where he can spend thousands of hours already, all these updates do not really matter. So you just said I play in a different way. Well, yeah, I understand, but most players play differently than you, like you just mentioned, or than me, and therefore for them updates matters. So, and opportunity mission matters. And even more, players tend to weigh this opportunity mission in the way that game actually, either tells them or lets them to play. And here I think Rockstar did a bad job. Yes, there is a stealthy way to complete this mission. And unfortunately, it's basically only one, but few variations. And the biggest problem is, I'm pretty sure most people didn't even bother to do it, because there is no reason for them. Because game is not rewarding you anyhow for completing it in stealth, for completing it any differently than just killing all the guards. And if you kill all the guards, well, it's pretty much the same mission as most legendary bounty missions, and not the best one in my opinion. Gameplay wise, Red Band Clemson is much more interesting mission, Shepard is much more interesting mission. We have a tons of more interesting missions that are, yes, they are available only for bounty hunter role, but still, I mean, during the still, new players will be focused on grinding for the bounty hunter role at some point. The gold spent at the time. But, okay, I kind of lost my point, but my point is, I think that this mission is nothing special. This opportunity mission is nothing special. What's your opinion? I know that you enjoyed it because, as you said, you play it differently, but I mean, you can play any mission differently. You can play just in a free roam differently. You can invent your own challenges.
Yeah, and that's the greatness of this game is it is a pretty, it's a pretty well sandbox, Western type turn of the century game. Every player that plays in here, there's tons of different players that, which is what's great about this game. As far as the opportunity goes, it definitely could have been better. I wish the opportunities had a little bit more drawn out story to them, just getting that cutscene and be like, okay, here's your objective. Yeah, there's a few different things you can do with that objective, but it doesn't really suck you into actually Guido's mindset and all that. I am kind of disappointed that Guido doesn't have more of a role in this non-role that we got, because he was the first person that Rockstar dropped in us in that newswire way back, when it was,
it was a
update coming to
clickbait.
Reddit Online, and here's a thumbnail for GTA's update,
It was an obvious
Yeah,
clickbait,
Rockstar
dude.
clickbaited us. They did, yeah. Rockstar clickbaited us. So, I am kind of still excited to see how the other missions kind of play out and see if they tie together. Because, like we mentioned, both of us kind of mentioned earlier, the bounty hunt or the moonshiner, I think is both of our probably favorite, just because it has that story. Not just because it has a story, but because it has that story around it as well. Which I don't replay those either, even though it's one of my top things that make the bounty or the moonshiner the best role. I still don't replay those missions at all because there's no real reason to. But it had that experience, So I'm hoping that these other opportunities kind of tie together to add a little bit of an experience when you're playing this game that you could do. I mean, nothing that we do too much in this game really has tons of replayability as if you're talking about any mission at all.
Unfortunately, that's true. And
Everything in this game is built to play once, get that experience, and have fun with friends or solo, and then go back to picking your favorite way to grind, right? Which then you gotta have stuff to buy, which that's the biggest downside for this update for sure.
yeah, it's a big that we still not have anything to buy. I agree with me, with you. I agree with me. I said it kind of sounds kind of stupid, but you said that we have no replayability, and yeah, if we're talking about PvE, but in theory, PvP and like stuff like races and all these free roam events has a lot of replayability because it's always different, because other players are creating this new perspective, let's say. But unfortunately, Rockstar is not developing this as well, and there was no changes. Oh, actually, there was one change. I actually enjoyed it. They've made to PvP. Now you can set up game modes for showdowns that you want to play. I think it's a smart move. It's just they should have done it.
I haven't even tested it out yet. That's that new way where you vote, right? You can vote.
Yeah, no, it's not like you vote. As far as I understand, I tested it a little bit, and it worked like this. You just pick the game modes that you want to play, and you play only them. You don't not only game modes, you pick like specific maps for on which map you want to play which game mode. So you just choose different and like join the queue. But
that's kind of big then for all those people who enjoy PvP. Then that's the only thing I always hate about PvP is just, or at least showdowns wise, right? I won't say PvP because that can happen anywhere. But as far as showdowns, yeah, because there's some that I hate, and just having huge categories of showdowns, didn't go in there too much. I definitely need to go check that out.
There was one problem on the first day. It was not working for me like at all. I was checking,
of course,
and it was telling me like you should. I was checking the game modes that I wanted to play, and it told me like you have to check game modes first after I saved and quit it.
Does it kind of go together with like the social club? I think that's what I heard.
Yeah,
right?
it's
like,
you have to do it in social club.
and
Yes,
make some check marks or something.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I guess because it was first day, I guess like social club was lagging or something. I tested it on the other day and it seemed to work. I have not done enough testing to, you know, to say that it's working, but like I've checked and I played the modes that I choose, so I guess it's working. So they've done at least something, and it's a big plus for me. I mean, I enjoyed DLSS. I mean, you said that I'm not, you know, talking about quick draw club when placing my 5 out of 10. But no, actually, I'm taking quick draw club into consideration when placing 5, giving 5 to this update. I enjoyed quick draw club. I enjoyed DLSS. I enjoyed that. This PvP feature. I like that they added abilities from previous Outlaw Passes, from Outlaw Pass and Outlaw Pass 4 and 5, and they've made it purchasable with money, not with gold. So it's again, it's something good in my opinion. They've made
and the ability to pick stranger missions as well. I know
yeah,
not a lot of people play stranger missions, but for new players jumping in there, I think that's a pretty cool feature
okay,
as well.
but
So
here's the question
as well, even though we're not going to play it very much, you know.
Yes, why would someone play stranger missions now if there are blood money missions and they have like much bigger payout? What's going on around me? Like, what's this?
Well, I don't think they have too much different payout. I haven't tested them back to back, you know, to see stranger missions. As far as gold goes, you know, we both know they're exactly the same. XP and money, though, I haven't really looked. You talking about blood money as far as just like a standard crime versus a regular stranger mission?
Sorry,
have you tested those back to back to see? I don't think they're much difference. I mean, I don't get much money and XP from crimes.
No,
maybe
it's
I think it's closer to like a 1 or 2 star bounty. You know?
No.
20, 30 bucks.
They are 1-star bounty, and stranger mission play way less. Like I've tested it like back to back, and there is no reason to play stranger mission anymore, because I don't know, maybe we will find out later that it was just, you know, extra payments.
There's no reason to play stranger missions if you're just grinding for money, you know. But
if you are a new player, there is a reason.
And want to enjoy the game, there's reasons to play everything in this game.
I mean, but again, you have the same argument. Like, yes, there is a reason. There is a reason to drag alligator all across the map, but it's a reason for me. I enjoy it. Like, there is a different reason for you and different for other players. But when game designers are creating games, they should make some common reasons for most players, and these common reasons are usually pretty obvious and easy. Like, you grind, you get money, you buy stuff. You grind, you do something, let's say play PvP, you get money, you buy stuff, or you unlock ability cards, or you level up, or you improve something, level up something. Constant progression, that's what keeps most players playing. Like, I mean, even if you enjoy the game, like, why would you play stranger missions that are, from gameplay perspective, they are way worse than new crimes? Like, they are just, crimes is just stranger missions that were evolving for more than 2 years. They are much more interesting and much more intense if we're talking about just gameplay. And they pay like at least twice less.
If we're talking about just crimes, like you said earlier, you know, there's not very many variations. There's lots of different locations and maybe a small change in gameplay inside of them. But like I said, there's like rob a house, find the homestead guy, go get a stagecoach.
But yeah, we have the same stranger missions, but they are less
rob
intense.
A camp. That's the dirty deeds. Dirty money, dirty deeds is all just like a camp in the middle of nowhere. You gotta go rob it and take the bag back. There's a lot more variations to stranger missions, though. I mean, there's some that are pretty cool. Like, there's some pretty cool boat theft ones. There's jailbreak. I mean, when they dropped jailbreak a long time ago, that was like a huge change to stranger missions. That one's way different than any kind of crime you ever get, you know. They need to add like some of their kind of robberies though in stranger missions instead of just stagecoaches and stuff.
But I mean, as contracts have story and they're interesting, and they gameplay in all the contracts, and not even in contracts, in crimes. If we're talking about gameplay, like how intense it is, how much shooting you need to do, at least is way more interesting in the new missions, in the crimes. And
Yeah,
you getting paid twice.
The new Blood Money missions, they definitely stepped up to really get the feel of you're actually, quotation kind of trying to be an outlaw instead of just going to rob some stagecoach on the side of the road in a stranger mission for freaking Tammy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was you who said this argument that we already have, like, when we were discussing this last time, I believe, that we already have these crimes in Red Dead Online. It's just stranger mission and no one plays them, but no one plays them for a reason. Like, this reason is ugly gameplay. Like, it's nothing interesting there. It's not challenging by any mean. It's like nothing like it's just a tool for new players to learn about game mechanics. That's how I see stranger missions and always saw them. They pay nothing. They are not challenging. You don't get satisfaction from completing them. I at least don't. Like, you don't get reward. There was no challenge. What's the point of playing them? Like you said, well, it's just because we enjoy the game, but you can enjoy the game in any way you want. You can enjoy the game by hunting, by exploring and stuff like this. Like, what's the specific reason to play Stranger Mission? Or you can enjoy the game, by the way, by doing more highly profitable activities and way more challenging activities. Like, let's say, Telegram missions. It's a good example. Telegram missions, in my opinion, are way better than Stranger Missions. And they pay more.
Well, yeah, because I've always said that Telegram missions are great because they have that 3 levels,
Yeah.
I mean, stranger missions
Difficulty.
are, like you said, there's different gameplay in there, and you could jump in there and do them as a veteran player every once in a while if you enjoy a certain part of the gameplay. But as far as making money or anything, they ain't gonna help veteran player at all. And like you said, they're definitely geared towards the first thing you should be doing in this game as a level 3 when you drop into free realm,
It's actually, they could have applied the same to... Since they changed them, why haven't they made this change? Like, stranger missions with difficulty levels. Just like Telegram missions. You complete one, and you can complete it again only on the next difficulty.
We've said that about a lot of things as we've been in this game for a couple years, that we wish there was, difficulty on quite a lot of stuff. I wish
it's an easy solution.
Was a lot harder than it really is, wish everything was harder. This game, after you play it for a long time, it is pretty just, even just shooting NPCs gets pretty old. One shot with the shotgun and move to the next guy.
Yeah. But actually, I don't know, maybe it's something... I'm not quite sure about this, but to me it seems like NPCs in the crimes are a little bit tougher than NPCs in stranger missions, so let's say ones that you can find in the free roam. But I'm not quite sure about that. I mean, they hit a little harder. Maybe they changed, the whole system. It's something that I cannot test. It's only my impressions. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, I got that minor impression as well. And it seems like there's just a lot more. Usually stranger missions, are a small little group of NPCs at the most, and you can get away from the cops pretty easy. And there's some crimes that, like what is it called? One in the New Austin. It's got a special name for it. Payback. Down by Benedict Point. That one, sometimes you can't get away from the dang cops with that dang stagecoach, and they keep chasing it. You can't deliver it. I've seen a whole bunch of people almost fail that mission because they can't lose the cops with the stagecoach before they can make the delivery. So I think they did make them a little more intense and a little, harder to do, but still anything in this game really with auto aim and things like that are pretty easy to do.
Yeah, because they've already tested this mechanic and, removing auto aim, giving tougher opponents in the Telegram missions. They could have implemented it here as well.
Yeah, they did with the ruthless stuff and stuff, which brings me why in your video this morning did you mention that the opportunity has no replayability, but legendary bounties do because there's 5 levels that you can work towards? I mean, technically,
It's not you cannot, you have to. I said that if you want to...
you don't have to do anything.
No, but if you want to complete it and play it, you just it's you're obliged to complete it on the lower difficulties. It's more rather I wanted to say that you will play this mission 5 times, just if you're looking for like something on the higher levels, like higher payout and higher difficulty. But not here. Here I can jump to Ruthless straight away, and
that's true. Do you think they should have made it in like telegrams work like that, right? Like you start with the easiest telegram and you work up to Ruthless, and when you get to Ruthless, you're stuck in Ruthless.
No, it's super it's in my opinion it's super stupid decision. I don't know why. I mean, people people should be able to choose on which difficulties they want to play it.
I think they should be able to choose on the legendaries too. I barely ever do legendaries now because I'm like, man, I don't really feel like going into Red Blend on level 5. Jeez, that's so hard. I just want to play him like on level 3. I love that mission, but I hate doing it on level 5. Let us change those ones as well.
Yeah, actually,
once I get to level 5, then I need to be able to go back and choose. Kind of like I think that's how Moonshine works, right? Like you
can
keep going up, and once you complete it in Ruthless, I think then you can go back and choose, right? Is that how it works? I'm trying to remember.
You can choose at any point. Like
can you? I thought you had to complete the whole thing before you unlock that.
Oh, you mean I thought you meant you have to complete the whole thing on all previous difficulty levels.
Maybe
no, the whole story. Yes, you have to complete.
The whole story. Yeah.
It's definitely true. But you don't have to complete it on a like medium difficulty to unlock the Ruthless in the Moonshine.
Yeah.
So I actually like this system. In my opinion, that's how all this stuff should work. Telegram missions, bounty hunter missions.
I'm not sure why they have so many different systems in that. They all have different difficulties. They all should kind of just unlock and work the same. At least it would be easier to explain or remember.
Yeah.
Everything works differently. This is Red Dead.
So I just have to mention that we have more than 500 viewers right now. Hello to everyone. Hello to everyone.
Smash that like button, everybody.
Yeah, there is a like button somewhere. I see MacDiesel Gaming, Tima TV. I saw a lot of familiar nicknames in the chat. So hello to anyone. Thanks for trying to keep the conversation polite, because unfortunately I don't have any sort of a moderation. Or fortunately, I mean, it's a freedom of speech or something. Anyway, just, no likes, no Tahiti. And you might think that we are arguing with Austin, but not really. I mean, there is no big difference, in my opinion, between my 5 out of 10 and Austin's 7 out of 10 for this. No,
I never feel that we're arguing. We have a good discussion, man. We were laughing, and I came into it knowing that we have a little bit of different opinions and whatnot, but that's what makes great conversation.
I'm just trying on a background to show that all these missions are clearinghouse and not available despite the fact they sometimes in a different.
They're time based. I figured it all out, man. They are. Those missions are time based. There's the time of in game is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and that's when they switch. The stagecoach, I think, are always available, like all day in game, but the clearinghouses are only available at night from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. for all 4 that give them. It's strange. I'm not sure why they brought that weird time as well. That's it, like we were talking about. They brought on even more different mechanics, and that time is. It took me forever to figure out that time because I figured it was going to be, like maybe the same as Blood Mud or like Blood Flower and things. So I waited, nothing happened. I was like, great. I got to sit here and wait again. Try to figure out what that time was.
Okay, I just disagree with this as a mechanic. I mean, it's not like a new mechanic.
Well, I should not use that exact word, but it's,
elephant rifles that they introduced in a Nationalist update. It's a completely new weapon with a new mechanic. It's not like a different weapon, like there is a difference between Springfield rifle and bolt action rifle. Elephant rifle is a completely different class of weapons. It works really weirdly. I'm pretty sure they've done it just because of laziness, because it's like a normal weapon but kind of weirdly cut.
Do they make it because of laziness or just try to troll us to get? I mean, the elephant rifle is a joke, right? I mean, who uses the elephant rifle? Even for it's supposed to be this new gun to help shoot legendaries, but I mean, just use your shotgun. It's
Yeah, I
easier.
mean, shotgun is more effective, but at least elephant rifle has this cool mechanics that it throws you when you shooting while sitting. It
Yeah,
like
so if you're shooting the
gets
elephant
you down.
rifle while you're crouched, you're falling your butt.
Yeah, and also
great new
from
mechanic. It's funny.
start mechanic, it works super weird because on some distance that is equal to lock on range or painted black range, which is also kind of interesting, but it deals no damage at all. Like it deals 0 damage, just like machine gun. In this game works pretty much the same way. So anyway, it was like some sort of a new mechanic. I don't know why they have done it, but it's a new mechanic. But no new mechanic we received here. No really new mechanic we received in Bounty Hunters update. So you know that I don't like Naturalist update, but I just need to admit that it introduced way more content than like Bounty Hunters and Blood Money like together. They don't have so much content. So unfortunately,
Yeah, Naturalist was probably as big as both these last updates, right? If you
I
include
guess it was bigger.
If you include all the included content it added, because you can include tons of drip-fed legendaries, right? And there was 3 per legendary. What is it, like 40 something, right? I can't remember the number now. And then all the missions from Harriet. I mean, those are included in those legendaries, but there are like missions for them as well. She has, the free roam stuff got added for the naturalists as far as like spawned events, and then you can do missions from her as well for the poachers. And then, like you said, the couple new mechanics there. And then, of course, then there's Gus, which, I mean, really the only thing to get from him is a few of the trinkets, which I wish he would add some more of that stuff.
Again, it's a new mechanic. Trinkets, it's a new mechanic, by the way.
Because the ones they added there's some that are, a good start, but they should add some more of that stuff for us to grind towards. And then, of course, all the legendary coats as well, which that was just me spending a whole bunch of money. I think I almost own all of them, and I don't ever wear them. At least it was something to spend our money on, though, right?
Yeah,
I mean, go grind something and blow your money.
I'm pretty sure that was the purpose.
Grind and spend it on crap.
It was the purpose of Naturalist update, to give us something to spend money on, like at least because there was a lot of stuff you can spend money, a lot of cosmetics, like overpriced, but still, mostly cosmetics actually. But anyways, it gave us like veteran players something to spend money on. But the purpose of this Blood Money update, in my opinion, is to make new players stay in the game. I'm pretty sure that Rockstar has like terrible statistics about new players. I'm pretty sure that most new players, especially the ones who came from story mode, who bought full game, they just try and Red Dead Online and immediately leaving. So I think that Rockstar is trying to do something about it. And this...
Yeah, when you jump into this game, it is, I would imagine it's a brand new player. I haven't played as a brand new player, since the beginning when there wasn't much in this game, but I can imagine jumping into it right now. It's pretty overwhelming trying to figure out what to do first. Your first instinct is to grind all that gold, so they definitely, put this new Blood Money stuff towards new players for sure, because it's completely free, to get into that stuff.
Yeah, which... they kind of saw that, like, what people are asking for, like robberies and outlaw life, and they introduced it, but they introduced it to new players because they want new players to stay in the game, and that's why they've done it. So I'm not quite sure whether it's gonna work. I'm not quite sure whether it's gonna change a lot, especially since there are a lot of problems were introduced that are not being fixed. By the way, I'm surprised. I don't know about you. I'm surprised that they are not fixing this terrible errors at PlayStation 5. You said it's mostly 5, right? PlayStation 5.
I'm having the issue mostly on 5. I can usually get in on my PlayStation 4 pretty easily, but my PS5 is pretty bad trying to get into a lobby right now. It's got its days. I think yesterday I didn't have too many issues, and it's weird. It seems like I was able to jump in. I've even done a whole bunch of things like even reinstall the entire game, and then I get in for a little while, able to jump around lobbies for a little bit, and then all of a sudden I'm stuck for like, I think I was stuck for like almost an entire day, like Friday, when I tried to get in for a while. I couldn't get in at all yesterday at all. I mean, no, it was Thursday into Friday. Yeah, I was stuck for an entire day. I tried closing the whole game, you know, restarting, clearing cache, all that stuff, even jumping into the story.
Reinstall. Tried to reinstall.
And then all of a sudden it works fine. Yeah.
Have you tried reinstalling the game? Because I saw that it might be a solution.
I did that. I think Redbeard put a video out on that the other day, and I did try that. I reinstalled the entire game in my very first login. After reinstalling the entire game, I got infinite loading screen. So it would be like, it's like someone buying the game right now and can't even, in their first time trying to get in, they couldn't get in.
Yeah, that's what will distract players. I believe not the fact that.
Yeah, well, and we're familiar with those kind of issues, you know. Yeah, it's not as bad as Naturalist. That first week of Naturalist was really bad, but servers have always been an issue in this game. And
peer-to-peer.
I saw something. There was like some possible back-end like code changes. Some of the data miners are seeing some stuff change, but we're not seeing it on our end. But I haven't seen the issues with it. Didn't get fixed yet. And I do know that PSN was actually down for like a day or a few hours this week as well. So I don't know if that's causing any issues or not. It's just a coincidence that the Red Dead update dropped and now PSN dropped as well. But yeah, the servers, Red Dead, always an issue for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's something they need to fix if you want like new players to stay in the game for longer.
Yeah, and they've got to know that has been a issue that we've dealt with for years, you know. I mean, that's probably one of the top things they get in their support bucket, I imagine. If anybody ever looks at that, it probably goes straight into their deleted folder items, probably anything that has the keyword connection.
Yeah.
Because they know.
Yeah, they know, but they're not gonna do anything about it because it's cheaper. So that's it. That's why we're not gonna receive dedicated servers, because peer-to-peer is cheaper solution, and like it works like fine for them, I guess, for them as a company, because they still manage to get a lot of money from their peer-to-peer games like GTA Online. So why would they change anything? You know, this mission is so annoying.
And I mean, they've used the same peer-to-peer servers for GTA as well, so they might look at it as like, you know, we don't have too many issues over here, but these are really different games as well. Even just running on a server as well. I imagine Red Dead is dropping on way more data on these servers, so they gotta really look into that as being different. Because if they look at it and say, you know, GTA doesn't have any issues, so it can't be our servers. I mean, come on. They need to figure something out.
But so I've heard the GTA Online update also, like, you know, showed that the game is old and have too many issues with the netcode and with the overall productivity on the, at least on the older consoles. So, like, I saw a lot of comments like, "Where is the next gen? We hardly need it." So that's how the advertising next gen versions is expanded and enhanced for GTA, I guess.
Yeah, they're gonna just update GTA for PS4 enough until they break it, and then they're like, okay, next gen's out now. Guess you should buy that if you want to play.
So what do you think about next gen for Red Dead Redemption? Next gen version. Are we gonna
I
get it?
think this game would have way more potential if it when it does. I would think. I mean, this game over the last 3 years is even with like right when Frontier Pursuits dropped. You know, it's people have issues on older gen at trying to run it. So in anything when they go to an enhanced stuff and be able to take the full potential of next gen consoles, I think they would have a lot more options. I mean, which they can do on PC already, so they don't got to worry about that. They just don't think they want to drop a different version for PC than they do on consoles until they are able to enhance the next gen part of it, which I don't think that's gonna happen for a while. I mean, we all know that their baby is GTA, and they've announced that a year ago and been working on it. That's gonna drop, and then they're gonna start updating that. I don't even know if this game will get an enhancement. We have no idea.
Unfortunately,
for sure.
Because 30 FPS is like a joke on the next gen consoles. It shouldn't be like this. Oh, I found the legendary animal while I was during the mission.
Of course, everything always spawns when you're doing something else.
Yeah, because it's you are alone.
That's the
here.
bear. That's the bear that just runs around you in circles, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you even need slow and steady for this bear. You just stand there and the thing will run around in circles.
But a horse might get scared of shooting of NPCs, and I will get down. There are NPCs, I haven't killed them, and now they are done.
Yeah, you think those NPCs would be more worried about that bear?
Yeah,
right now,
but they don't.
Just for a quick second.
But they don't care. I will loot them. So, oh, I have to drop the bag. I forgot this. It's such an interesting mechanic. I cannot loot the bear for some reason, but anyway. So, like, are you still optimistic? Like, the main question, like, after this update, like, are you still optimistic about the future of Red Dead Online? Because, I mean, for most players, like, it's not the update itself that, you know, disappointed them. It's more like, it's more and more obvious for people that, like, Red Dead Online is neglected. The GTA gets all the attention. And this update actually pointed it out extremely.
I definitely still feel like that as well. GTA will always get Rockstar's more attention. I mean, that's their cash cow. I mean, they've made so much money. I think what their forecast to maybe hit 150 million sales on that game here at the next earnings call. That's crazy. Yeah. But am I still optimistic? I mean, I have faith that Rockstar knows the potential of this game. I mean, they developed it for a reason because they had ideas. So I have faith that in the developer of GTA's mega game that they will bring us things over the next year or 2 years, you know, that may make this game better than it already is.
Yeah, I mean, probably they will do something, and the game will be better, but the question is whether it's gonna be enough. I mean, like, with each update, game becomes better and better. I don't really enjoy, like, Bounty Hunters update for various reasons, but I must admit that it made the game better. It actually, you know, finished the Bounty Hunter role, made it like something that it should have been from the beginning. So, but the problem is, as I see it, it's not. They're not doing it fast enough. They're not fast enough fixing this game and making changes. For example, like, I saw many opinions like, yeah, crimes and opportunities are cool, but it's something that should have been in the game from the beginning. Like, because it's a game about outlaws, and story mode is about outlaws, at least. Story mode is at least about outlaws. And we didn't have any feeling like we are an outlaw in this game. Maybe until now. Maybe we still don't. But it took them more than 2.5 years to introduce it. So my question was like, what do you think? Will we receive some game changer update in, let's say, until the next summer?
Until the next, well, we're most likely gonna get something in December. So do I think the winter update this year would be game changing in this game? I honestly don't think it will. I didn't think we were gonna get anything this different, even though it's Stranger Missions 2.0, everyone's calling it, and the blood money stuff. It's way different than anything that I thought we were going to get in this game for this update. I thought they were going to expand all the other roles for a couple of updates because of how they did it to the bounty hunter. So I don't know what we're going to get over the next update then, if they're going to go back to maybe trying to expand those roles or try to enhance this one with something else, some other kind of actual outlaw role. That brings me to, do you think this stuff would be better if it was developed into a role? I mean, had to be a lot added, right? We would have had to got ranks.
Exactly. They would have had more. Horses, saddles, maybe even weapons, all this stuff.
An outlaw horse, things like that. You think the missions would have better perception if it was rolled into like an actual role that we're more in custom with and know how it works?
Yeah, I think if they have done it as a role, it would have been better. But I mean, I still feel for some reasons that this update is pointed on new players heavily, and it has like one purpose: to make players stay in the game. Because they've made sales quite often, like they sold standalone edition. They've made sales on Red Dead Online and on Red Dead Redemption 2 during Steam summer sale. Let's say there was some significant discount on Red Dead Online, like 50%. And I'm afraid that they have unsatisfying statistics.
Well, I think it got added to Game Pass as well, and I think it got added to PlayStation now.
Yes,
as well. I think So they're definitely push on getting new players in this game for sure. And I think I was looking at that too. I think over the last couple of days, my lobbies have been tons of I'd say new players as far as like 40 below and stuff.
On PlayStation, because you play right on PlayStation. Yeah, because it happens. It's the same happened when game was added to Game Pass on Xbox. Like a lot of new players. But I think that they faced an issue. That players join the game, they watch it, they play it for some time, and they leave. Like on level 10 or something, and they never come back. And therefore, because it's a game service, and they should make money on microtransactions, and you cannot make any money from microtransactions if player refuse to play like even more than 10 levels to get. So I think they're trying to fix this situation right now. Oh, I forgot that I have different ability card. Okay.
Yeah, because before the blood money, new player, I mean, they had all the stranger missions, but didn't really have, like you said, there's no real need to play those. You could say the same thing for the blood money. There's no need to play, but as a new player that doesn't have anything else to rank up in this game, I mean, that goal to be able to get to maybe like the ruthless opportunities once they're all here, one of them is kind of like, I don't know if I want to grind as a new player to just play this one opportunity, but they have these 3 opportunities in front of them that they can get to and play these ruthless missions and have a little more difficult gameplay to play. It might cause them to stay in the game longer and actually grind this role that's not really tied behind any goal that they don't have, what I mean?
Exactly, because Bounty Hunter is the strongest PvE experience that they managed to add during this time. And I'm talking about the improved Bounty Hunter, obviously, Bounty Hunter role. And I said it many times, my point still stands. I'm pretty sure it's just a free version of improved Bounty Hunter role. We have infamous bounties, which are contracts. We have a legendary bounty, which is new legendary bounty, because in all the legendary bounties there is no ruthless difficulty. There is no aim assist disabled on the high difficulties. And in opportunity missions, in Telegram missions,
more objectives, I think, right?
Yeah,
they can't die, no deaths. I mean, they're a little harder, but it's not like free aim.
Yeah, so I mean, they tried to copy it and make it free because they see that players are not impressed with what they see once they just join the game. So they've made this bounty hunter experience free, and it's a smart move, I think. I hope it's gonna work for them, but I'm not quite sure whether it's the main problem that distracts new players from playing Red Dead Online for longer. But we will see. I still think that, maybe they will achieve something. They at least trying pretty hard on, like you said, they really made a lot of discounts, and the game was added as a free-to-play, basically, for paid users, for users who are paying.
Users.
Yeah, it's not like free to play, but I'm not gonna be surprised, by the way, if someday, maybe this year, we will see this game free on Epic Store, let's say, or something like this.
Yeah, or in I mean, there's PlayStation Plus, which I don't know if you can call that free as well, but PlayStation Plus members get free games every month as well. But you're not paying for game service in there. I mean, PlayStation Plus is like what's it on Xbox Gold or Xbox Live? You have to have that as a membership to play any game online. But there are free games that you get. They might add it there as well.
But
because there are quite a lot of fairly large games that came out just a couple years ago. They've been adding recently.
Mm-hmm. But Red Dead Online was added
free forever.
Oh, it's Red Dead Redemption 2 was added to PlayStation Now.
That's added to PlayStation Now, yeah, which is kind of like Game Pass, where you pay a monthly subscription to get access to tons of other games. Yeah, it gets confusing.
Yeah. I mean, on Xbox it's also confusing because I see no reason why Xbox Live still exists. I mean, I literally see no reason they should get rid of this service. It makes no sense once they have PlayStation, not PlayStation, but Xbox Game Pass, and it costs you can buy it with the same price as Xbox Live, just like I did, and receive a lot of stuff. Ooh, I missed my shot and I'm gonna die from this cat. By the way, a lot of comparison during this our conversation with other games about, like, let's say Fallout 76. Like, are you aware about what Bethesda has done to this game service, which was like a terrible disaster at start?
But I'll be honest, I've only played it really during that terrible disaster. I've seen some news on some of the updates and whatnot. I think they just had a huge one as well, right? But that game was kind of, it kind of, I'm not sure if it flopped at launch. I didn't really play much of the Fallouts at all, but I kind of enjoyed the game, but it did have lots of issues, and I don't think it got any major changes for a couple of years, right? It was kind of like dead for a couple of years, and then they announced
really?
like
I thought they were
E3.
updating it a little bit, but updating it. I
No,
might be wrong.
I don't think I got much of anything until the big like E3 announcement. That was probably like 2 years ago, I think, where they actually were adding NPCs to the game and a whole bunch of major update. And since then, they've been updating quite a lot, I think. But I think it was not much between those two times there, if I remember right. I could be completely wrong. I don't follow it. Like I said, I don't play it all the time, so I don't follow it too much. But I remember there was a big update, and then ever since then, they've got some updates that have been fixing some stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks like they've done way more new content.
Oh, Advert says there was hardy updates before Wastelands. That's what it's called, Wastelanders. Yeah, that was the biggest one that I remember hearing about. So there was updates before that. Cool. All right. Yeah, like I said, I'm not too familiar with the game at all. I thought that was the one big update that it had called Wastelanders. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I feel sometimes a little jealous when I see that Fallout 76 receiving way more than Red Dead Online, because you know when people say like, well, GTA Online received more content. I mean, it's obvious because, and it's maybe okay, because GTA Online is way more successful and brings way more money and more players, way more players playing it. But if we're talking about Fallout 76, well, I cannot say that this game is more successful than Red Dead Online, and it's obviously not as beautiful. I tried it, but I mean, it might be.
Oh, it's a pretty cool game. It has its own unique graphical style, you know. It's definitely not
I mean, for me, it's
not
super hard to play this
trying
game
to be
after Red Dead
realistic.
Online. That's like super hard. Maybe it's personal preferences, but I see Red Dead Online as like a unachievable standard for all these games. If we're talking about
It
graphics and
is.
physics,
Yeah, it definitely is. It even has a leg up on GTA, you know, but we'll have to see how the enhanced version does. I think it's the enhanced version is jumping to the Rage engine, right? If I remember right. So we'll have to see
it was a
if there's any
rumor.
major
It was a
changes.
rumor.
It's always a rumor, a
Yeah.
speculation.
Unfortunately, they have not confirmed it yet. But I mean, I'm pretty sure it's true.
It
That
has
it's
to be. They can't. There's no. I mean, Rockstar can do anything, but I don't know if they'd make a brand new enhanced version of GTA on the old game engine. I don't know. Maybe they will.
they
Who knows?
can. I mean, no. I mean, it might not be exactly the same as Red Dead Redemption 2 version of Rage, but the rumor was that it uses like Red Dead Redemption 2 version. Maybe it's some improved version. Who knows? I mean, they've been working for something for 2 years now, so maybe they've done some changes. Not for Red Dead Online, obviously, because they don't care, but for GTA Online, for next GTA stuff. Oh, I need to make donations to Creeps. It's my favorite. It's my favorite daily challenge because it's so easy when you have Feather, but I don't. It's bad. Okay, but
Yeah, feathers are the best for sure for that 20 donations. Yeah, I always keep
and
feathers in there.
and alligator tooth. By the way, they fixed this daily challenge. Which
I saw that. Yeah. Well, they fixed the problem. That definitely was a problem.
Yeah,
in the
it
game, right?
was
wasn't working
ruining.
correctly.
It
It
was
was
ruining.
awesome. I loved it. It made that daily challenge super easy, but
It was
I always
ruining
say
the game.
anything in this game that doesn't work how it's supposed to should be fixed, even if we like the way it works, you know?
Okay, it's a
'Cause
question of
a game
priorities.
should always work.
I
I
don't
know, yeah,
mind. I
I
mean,
know.
but they haven't fixed like tons of PvP related problems, things that don't work like it should. I
I've
mean,
heard, yeah, if you tested the, what is it, the off radar thing, I've heard both that they got fixed and then it didn't get fixed. I mean,
I've
I'll
heard a
take
lot
your
that
word
it
for a
was
few.
not fixed. I mean, I don't even know how to do it. I've never been
I don't
trying
either,
to.
yeah.
But I've heard that it was not fixed. I mean, I was not joining PvP yet, so I haven't seen anyone in off radar as this glitch. But I mean, they definitely haven't fixed a lot of other issues that I'm pretty sure. Like, let's say this slow and steady on a horse. It's kind of weird that it works this way, but I'm pretty sure that they know and they are aware how it works. It's just they have to choose between two problems. First, let's say we will be able to gallop on a horse in slow and steady. It's a bad for PvP, like it's pretty bad. A lot of problems, like tank build on a horse, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
But so they just changed it so horse just cannot run like with acceleration while we're in a slow and steady. But then it will not be scared by predators. And so like, okay, so it's a smaller problem, so who cares? Why they have tried, they haven't even fixed it, but they tried bridge glitch. What do you think about this? Like, what's the point? Because I don't get it.
I don't know what's the point. Like I mentioned earlier, anything that doesn't work correctly in this game has got to cause issues in code somewhere. I don't know if the bridge glitch or bug or whatever was causing issues. Maybe they were seeing lots of lobby crashes because of all the visual stimulation that the lobby was getting. I don't know.
I mean, I have a
But
comment on the chat from John Stewart. They can fix bridges that hurts nothing but not eggs. I mean, the problem with eggs is in the game since Frontier Pursuits for 2 years now. And it's like
what problem is with eggs?
collector
Yeah,
eggs, like you cannot get them from the tree. They
Oh yeah,
stay
like
like
when you
forever.
shoot yeah.
Yeah, and it was never fixed. And
I
it's
thought-
definitely not the way the game's supposed to work. But they don't care about it. But for some reason, they fixing this.
Or the major one that I am still upset that they haven't fixed yet is the dang slot 10 in your stables. I still have a horse sitting there with red cores.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. And I work a lot with software as well. I mean, not with games, but and just a lot of software updates for stuff that I do in technology. And I know the first troubleshooting to fix a software issue is to recreate the problem and find out what's causing the issue first. So, I mean, either they're not trying at all or they just can't figure out why it's happening. Because you can't figure out why something's happening, you can't fix it. But so,
Maybe.
I don't know which one they're doing. If they're just can't figure out why it's happening or if they're just not even worried about it. It's probably the latter.
So you're saying that it's possible that it's not like they ignore some issues, let's say eggs on the trees or stable problem and million other problems. It's just they're fixing the easiest something. They're fixing some problems that they can fix like immediately, like with alligator tooth or
Yeah, they probably when they probably log all these issues that I imagine someone in support, keeps track of all this stuff and they log it all and then they give it to their tier 1 developer guy and he goes, "Oh yeah, this is an easy fix. Just put it on the list. We'll get this done." They'll make this big huge layout of all the issues they can fix quickly and all the ones that need more work, and then I don't know, maybe there's so many small issues that they work on they never actually get to the ones that they know are going to need more work when they should probably just focus on those ones. I'd rather have some of the bigger things fixed than the numerous smaller things that I could deal with, like an egg not dropping. That sucks, but I'm not sure why that's not fixed. But fix some of the bigger ones that have been in the game forever that keep getting pushed out.
I mean, we have right now this pretty big problems with infinite loading screens with 50% loading just breaking on a PlayStation, and it doesn't seem like they're trying to fix it like as soon as possible. I'm interested why, because they fixed this visual glitch with Trader and Moonshiner deliveries, and they've done it super fast within few days, I believe. But they're doing nothing.
Yeah, that was fixed pretty quick. Yeah,
and it's surprising for me actually. I was surprised that they fixed it so fast.
Or at least, like we always say, I mean, they have Rockstar. If they have Rockstar support with Twitter and all this stuff, and we always say that why don't they just communicate with us as well and let us know? Because we're just sitting here talking about it, and a lot of people in chat are having the same issue, and we just keep sending tickets to support. And is that even going anywhere? They should. I haven't seen anything with them acknowledging that that's happening right now. I'm not know if anybody in chat's seen anything. I've missed something, but I don't think they've acknowledged that there's this connection issue at all. Even if it doesn't get fixed within a week or so, at least let us know that you guys are aware of it, not just send back the random default message back to all the people who send you tickets and be like, "Oh, have you tried turning off your PlayStation or clearing your cache?" Yeah, we've tried it. That's the first thing everyone knows how to do.
Yeah, it's like this recent story from Reddit. I don't know whether you've seen it. Like the dude was trying to contact support about getting back his Capitale for being disconnected from Opportunity Mission.
Yeah, and it was just like 3 or 4 default messages.
Yeah, it was super fun. But I mean, I guess now it's nowadays it's rough times for Rockstar support for all these 5 people who work there, at least on Red Dead Online. but nevertheless, I don't know, but in my opinion, it's not acceptable for the big company. For the companies that each this quarter, each quarter they are talking about like millions and millions profits. Like, really, you don't have enough money to hire a few, like not few, but more people, like real people, to at least on. So after 2 letters, it's not gonna be a bot answering to the questions. I mean, it feels super cheap to me, but I guess
Yeah, it does. It's, you know, I mean, I've been on this earth for 40 plus years. I know customer service in a majority sucks, but that definitely should be a pretty high priority. Your customers, or, you know, who play this game and buy your product, you should have a little more of personal interaction with them, even if it, you know, takes longer. Because I mean, a bot answers pretty easy. I hate all the new. There's tons of companies nowadays that when you go try to get in their customer service, it's just some bot web-based text message thing. You know, I'm like, no, just you're not answering my question, man. Let me talk to somebody.
For some reason, Microsoft has pretty good support. It's from my personal experience. I was kind of surprised to see like all the issues I had, like were
Microsoft, really? Wow.
Yeah, I was surprised because it's not a paid advertisement, guys. Unfortunately, Microsoft
You
is
didn't get
not
that Xbox
paying
X for free? They didn't send it to you?
Yeah, how would I get a new Xbox otherwise? I mean, think about it. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not like Austin, because we all know that Austin is getting money from Take-Two directly from Strauss Zelnick. It's not true, guys. It's just a joke. I have to show Cat. It's just a... because some people might believe that.
Oh, it's fine. I go on with the joke too. It's funny.
I mean, I can hear you laughing. No,
it's that joke and all the comments that I get. That the only reason I talk good about this game is just to keep my views up. I'm like, do you guys see how many people hate this game? I mean, I can get way more views if I said it was garbage.
That's
crap.
true. I received more backlash when I was
talking about this game because I enjoy playing it. You know, I try to keep everyone excited as well. But yeah.
When I was, you know, at some point they kind of, you know, bought me with this. I must admit, they've done pretty good PR this time with all this news, with the trailer being released before the update. It's like misleading, yeah, but they've done a good PR. At least they bought me, and I was pretty hyped about the update. I thought it's gonna be way bigger than it actually happened.
Rockstar always seems to do that. They go through this weird roller coaster of seeming like they're doing something really good and possibly changing a little bit. They just go right back into their normal ways. Like,
yeah.
I remember when the Naturalist update came out and we had major issues, and actually support was kidding, you know, hey, we got a patch coming, hey, and then
it was, you know, only one time that I remember ever happened, like only one.
Completely silent after that.
Yeah.
Go back to just not talking about
you know what, I guess that person was like fired immediately because they said, look, oh no, what are you doing? We
like,
don't talk to
Who gave you the Twitter password?
What's wrong with you? You don't know what you're walking. And he's like, oh, I'm a support. No, like, just shut up. Like, don't talk to customers, not never. It's not allowed here. So I guess that's what happened. But yeah, at some point it looked to me, you know, I thought that maybe, you know, clown movement somehow affected it, but at some point before and after Naturalist update, it looked to me like Rockstar started to communicate with fan base, because, you know, they had this again, first time ever I've seen it, community event, like with a photo challenge. Like, it never happened before. I haven't seen it before in Red Dead Online. It's some sort of a communication with the audience. But you know, it lasts for like a month, and then they just decided to shut up forever, and they're not communicating since then. But it was kind of weird. I mean, but have you mentioned something, by the way? I don't know whether you are like too active on Twitter. Do you read it like actively?
I probably don't see everything on there. I'm,
But
pretty
Rockstar,
busy as
Rockstar,
well.
do
There's
you
stuff
read
as well.
Rockstars? You obviously do.
Oh, I think Rockstar are one of the very few people that I at least get a notification on my phone when they post. So I usually see their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so they like communicating insanely lately with GTA Online audience via Twitter.
Yeah. There's like every other day. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Or
like, oh, thanks
the
to
only thing they
you.
ever the
Yeah.
only thing they ever communicate for Red Dead is, just somebody's random pictures or hey, we got more of these collector boxes. You guys want to buy them?
Oh, people actually
I think
buy
that was their
this. I
big
thought
tweet.
that
Big
Rockstar
tweet last
sending
week. Yeah,
them for free.
no, they no, they not like they relaunched, but they got a new stock of them. So I think they did send out some for free, but they were available to purchase as well. But
Oh,
they sold out like in a day.
hmm. This is
So there's still people out there
weird
buying it,
stuff.
and it's like a Red Dead 2 type box. So there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that feel that game is great. So
It's not
that's
even
drawing
Red Dead
drawing more
Online. It's
people.
like they're communicating with Red Dead Redemption 2 audience, which is much wider audience. But with GTA, they lately have been talking a lot, and it's like, oh, thanks to you guys. Well, you're such a great community. Here
I
you
saw
go.
that. Yeah,
Here you go.
yeah.
Have some
They got like
gift.
money, didn't they?
Yeah, money.
Yeah, they got like a couple 100,000 or something like that. I don't think it was like huge, but still,
250,000. I'm not quite sure whether it's
okay.
a lot in GTA Online or like comparable to Red Dead Online. I don't know whether it's a significant amount of money. I guess not, since they're giving it to everyone. But anyway, I mean, like, I hardly remember when it happened in Red Dead Online. Like, just imagine they are posting something. Oh, guys, there is a one person, AustinBMX, who scored this Blood Money update with 7 out of 10. We are so proud because we're not expecting this at all when we were making this update. So thanks to you guys, you are an awesome community. So everyone receives like $50 or something. At least this would
Yeah,
be.
that's probably what it would be. Here's $50. Go buy some beans. Oh, they're
Yeah.
not on discount this week.
Not
Full price.
Wait for discount at least. Oh, so I don't remember this level of communication with Red Dead Online community, and it's it leaves me with a bad feeling of Red Dead Online being kind of abandoned. Yeah, it's the biggest problem. I think, well, personally for me, it's the biggest problem in this Blood Money update, because I don't think it's bad. I mean, 5 out of 10, it's not bad. It's like, well,
Yeah, I was
okay.
actually surprised that you gave it a 5 out of 10 when I first saw your stuff. I was like, okay, we're not too far off. I might always be a little bit optimistic and give hype stuff a little bit, but I mean, 5's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I really mean it. Like, average 5 for me, it's like pretty much the same as 7 for you, I guess, because I'm more critical. I'm trying to, and you more optimistic. But I mean, there are some cool stuff in this update, I must admit. I like new quick draw club, I like DLSS, I like some smaller changes, and yeah, the game is kind of broken.
There wasn't quite enough, right?
Yeah,
the changes they did add to it, and a little bit of stuff is good, but they're just the quantity of it was not there compared to other missions or updates for sure.
But I mean, yeah, out of context, this update is fine, like average at best. But context, we had to wait for 7 months for it, and even more that right now Rockstar is just at the same moment next week. Actually, Rockstar gives GTA players like huge good update and like a lot of attention overall, not only update, attention. And it feels like Red Dead Online is like abandoned and sacrificed.
Yeah, why are we not surprised that GTA got their update a week after Red Dead got its update? we had to see that coming.
Yeah,
they were like, here's your update, guys, we'll give you now we're going back to what we really care about.
I really, since you saw this video tomorrow, I said today. And by the way, I have to admit that you were correct. There are actually 5 different crimes crime missions, except contracts. I said 4, but I miscounted. Right now I checked the list, and yes, there are 5 of them names. Because I still think that different names in a different same name in a different region is the same missions. There is no
there's only 2 that are only specific to one person. I think James has one called Back Pay, and then Joe's got one called a Lit Fuse, I think. Yeah, and then all the other ones are like named all the same.
Yeah, so there's like 5 of them. Okay, so I so it's exactly 3 hours of content, not like 2 hours 50 minutes, but 3 hours. Yeah, I made a little mistake, but yeah, since you've seen this video, I've made a kind of conspiracy theory. I need this hat made of folga. You call it folga as well, like a thin iron, like extremely thin iron. We call it falga in Russian, but I'm not quite sure how to say. This conspiracy theory adepts are wearing it on their head.
Tinfoil?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Use Google Translate now. Foil. Yeah, foil. Yeah.
Like what you use to wrap your food in and stuff?
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
Like there's like alien guys. Yeah, tinfoil.
Tinfoil, okay. Yeah.
Reynolds wrap.
Yeah, so it's I need this hat probably when I'm talking about these theories,
yeah,
but
I should have that hat in there.
I need to put it back on my head. I said incorrectly because I just decided to not wear it during the stream. Anyway, so what do you think about this theory? Is it like Rockstar made it like on purpose? So I even have wider theories that I told in a video. I think that they removed role upgrade like for the trader. They should have been somewhere in the summer, but it's not there, and it's not gonna be released until the December, I guess, or late November. So I think they decided to make it on purpose to bring as much attraction to GTA Online, because I saw a lot of tons of comments like, I came back for this update, I played a little bit, and then I saw like what they've done to GTA Online, and I'm going there, despite the fact that I haven't been playing GTA Online for a few years now. So my theory is that they're targeting audience that used to play GTA Online, but then forget about this game because of stupid oppressors and stuff. And they know that this update is something that they will enjoy, and they try to get them back via and they don't want them to stick around in Red Dead Online for long, like play for 5-10 hours, not even 10, like for 5 hours, and forget about the Red Dead Online, at least for now.
They purposely made this update not as great to
smaller, I'm not talking about quality.
Draw people.
I think they cut some content. Like, for example, where is the trader extension? Like, we had so many leaks about it. It was like almost there. So much.
Yeah, I
stuff.
thought we were getting there in this update. I thought we'd get like maybe like 2 expansions. I hope when they drop the next expansion, it's just one roll, and that's their update, like the Bounty Hunter update. But who knows? Because they could draw that out for years. That's what I was expecting to get this summer, is a couple of enhancements. I thought they were going to roll into this, drip feed of enhancements to get all the rolls up to 30 levels.
Yeah, but they haven't done it. I mean, we received no enhancements.
They have not.
Yeah, so why?
Nothing.
I mean, why? And keep in mind that summer update is usually the biggest for Red Dead Online during the year. And
you're asking me why? If we don't, why is Rockstar done anything? We have no idea. That's why.
It's a good answer. It's a good answer. And by the way, I just said that usually summer update is the biggest through the year for Red Dead Online, and now I thought, well, maybe December update will be even smaller, and in this case, Blood Money is gonna be the biggest update that we're gonna receive this year. So it's like nothing unusual here. Like summer update, yes. Biggest, yes. Like what else do you want? So maybe it might happen, unfortunately. But anyway, what do you think about this theory? Is it they either moved their plans for Red Dead Online or change it somehow just before they have a plan for GTA Online, because they want to get as much attention as possible to sell Enhanced Edition.
I don't know. It may have something there because it kind of looks like they changed the dates of this update as well. Because if you look at all the dates and when the when the last drip feed stopped, Outlaw Pass 5 and all that stopped, and when this one started, there was like that week where we didn't get anything. I thought everything would start a week earlier, and if it did start a week earlier, all of the quick draw passes would have came out perfectly to 4 weeks each and then hit the Halloween. But now since the day they started it, it's got that weird
good point
3-week one. So
good point.
Maybe there was something at the last minute they were like, maybe we should drop this new content that we're not quite done with yet. We have to give us an extra week though, because we got to get it all ready.
I miss that. I mean, I had a feeling back then that they moved to one week of the release of the update. They moved to 1 week because we had a lot of hints that, let's say, update will be released when it should have been done on 7th, right? On 6th of July. Like a lot of hints were showing it.
Earlier,
but they even made this 2-week discounts and bonuses or something like this. But then they like changed their opinion in the last moment. And now you have a good point. The fact that all the quick draw clubs has first 3 parts of the quick draw clubs has 4 weeks in it, and the last one before the Halloween has only 3 weeks, and it's kind of weird. And they
had to make that either they had to make that week up somewhere, or they had to make Halloween Pass start after Halloween. I think they would have been better if they would have like quick draw 1, 2, 3, then Halloween like early October all the way through October till like a week after Halloween, and then maybe did quick draw pass 4 to extend us out to the normal time frame, because I'm not sure why we have a Halloween pass that, like last year's, that goes right before Halloween all the way through November. I'm not sure how much to celebrate Halloween over there, but we usually don't celebrate Halloween, into November. Usually it's like the whole month of October is like Halloween month, and then it's done and over with and you move on. It's funny how they always make it. Yeah, this awesome new Halloween content starts right before Halloween, and it's going to extend all the way through November. That's not Halloween time.
I mean, for Rockstar Series, they had a summer update in the 21st of September, I believe, Frontier Pursuits. So, it's still summer for you. I'm sorry. Because it was super weird for me, for example, because here summer starts on the 1st of June. And so
I think that update got pushed back a lot because we had notice of that stuff like I think back in May or something, or even earlier. That hey, this is what's coming, guys. It's going to be huge. And man, I remember during that summer thinking, where is this update at? It's been months. I think that's the longest they've ever announced something was coming. You know how they are. Usually we get something maybe a month out at the most. I think that's what we got for this, right? Wasn't it in June when they first dropped that first newswire with the GTA thing? Maybe it was end of May, but still only like a little over a month
in May,
out or so.
I guess. Yeah, it was in May. But yeah, they prepared. They've done it preparation. By the way, there is one thing that viewers in the chat wants you to comment. It's 52 gold bars outfit. What's your personal opinion?
They want me to comment? I just said it says 52 gold bars for Arthur's outfit is still funny as hell. Is that what you're reading right there?
Yep. I guess I guess it might be connected, like transformed into a question. It's not like a question to you, but I thought, why not? Why not ask it?
And I'll say that same thing, right? Why not? Why not 52 gold bars for Arthur's outfit? I mean, if it's a high premium, game changing thing in this game, it should cost quite a lot. A lot of other games do it as well. And when they first announced those outfits were coming out, I was like kind of bummed, I was like, hey man, I unlocked that outfit, like a year or something ago. It should be pretty limited. So I was hoping it was going to be gold anyway. But what does 52 gold bars calculate to? It's like $20 or something. I mean, I've paid $20 for stupid things in other games that I barely ever use. It sucks for a new player jumping in the game for sure. It's like, oh man, I need 52 gold bars to buy this outfit. Well, you don't need the outfit.
I mean,
but it's
it should.
pretty awesome to have.
I don't have problems with overpriced cosmetics as well, but I mean, it's probably gonna. It's something that might turn off new players, like things like this. Like you join the game
because it's Arthur's outfit. You think because they're supposed to drop the other ones as well. I think they're supposed to drop.
Yeah, they will drop all
like
of them.
Javier's and stuff like that. You think they're going to be the same price, or they're going to be
it's
less
an interesting
because
question.
it's not Arthur?
Because I mean, imagine if prices all will be the same. We will have like 4 outfits that totally cost 200 gold bars.
That might change my opinion a little bit there. I think it's freaking Arthur, man. It's the if you play this game and you love Red Dead 2, it's like the outfit that should be like that should be the most expensive and the only one that's probably 52 gold. Maybe they'll make it 49 or something. Maybe a little bit.
But one of them is gonna be like winter outfit for Arthur, I believe, or not, because it was a main outfit of
I'm not sure.
Outlaw Pass 4.
I don't think they put full list on what they're dropping.
They didn't. Yeah, they only said about 2, right? I believe.
Their favorite word is like upcoming weeks and more.
Oh, and it never happens. And never happens. Like, look for more in upcoming weeks, and you're like, we're looking, and there is nothing. It's like, yeah.
I mean, we have a horse in the game that's like 40 some gold, and 42. It's not any different than really any other horse. I mean, the stats are on paper change, but I mean, come on.
It's the most famous. It's the most famous. It's the most famous one, and like some people, I mean, I was surprised actually. I've made a voting on the channel, like, what do you think the best looking horse? And to my surprise, actually, Arabian won, because I thought that people buy it only because it's famous and only because they think that it's like fastest. But no, it turned out that people actually find this horse to be best looking in the game.
Well, it's a black Arabian horse. As far as like in cinema and movies, that's the horse that's probably put on the biggest pedestal, over
probably,
everything. So people get drawn to that, probably,
Yeah, but it still was super weird for me. Okay, so Capitale, like, are you annoyed? Because you so far look super optimistic about pretty much anything, including 52 gold bar outfit. But I'm pretty sure that even your optimism cannot stand against Capitale. Like, are you as mad and annoyed by overuse? First of all, let's talk about overuse of this word.
I know. I have made sure not to say it in your stream at all. I didn't want to get you upset.
I mean, why each NPC is telling this like 3 times this word? Once you join, you go to him, and like twice or once or twice during the cutscene before the mission. Like, why they have done it?
Every NPC in this game, though, you have to deal with a cutscene or just listening to him for more than 10 seconds get annoying, after hearing it over and over and over again. Even Crits, we all can talk smack about Crips's freaking friends and Limpy Pete and everything, and then Marcel just talking about the same thing over and over again. But yeah,
but they're all unique.
Yeah, they brought on some good memes. Maybe they did it on purpose,
Maybe, yeah. Actually, do you think they are so sophisticated, smart, and planning stuff? Like they decided to make it's like a provocation for meme biting. I will call the strategy meme biting. It's an interesting theory. But what do you think about the concept of Capitale? Because I think that it's another field where they heavily under-delivered. It's kind of stupid to have this new currency, which it almost a new currency that only is used for access to like missions.
Yeah, I think the concept of it is good. There's a lot of other games that uses the concept of like a trust level. That's how I kind of like I see it, like you're doing missions for smaller missions for Guido to earn trust
Reputation,
points or
like
things like that. And a lot of
reputation.
them, a lot of games use that as some sort of way to get into higher base missions and stuff. But uh, I don't know. It definitely seems like it's hard to get. It's not really explained very much on where to get it. I mean, when we first started, people were just going crazy, be like, "I've done all these missions, haven't got any." They just think they were just gonna get it, you know, like because like when you every single one of the crime missions, you're looting a bag to bring back to another player, and it's called like the loot bag or the Capitale cash loot. You know, you think that's what you're grabbing, and you bring it
Yeah.
back, and you're like, "Crap, where's all my Capitale? I didn't get anything."
Don't you think it's a mistake, by the way? Because I think it's a mistake. They should have done it in a different way. Each crime mission should pay like one Capitale. And there are some chances to find it. And even they can remove these loot boxes, I don't mind. Like each mission should pay, and there should be a chance to loot it from NPCs. It will be much better system, in my opinion, than the ones they have now. And for both, for players and for them as well, because this abusing.
Yeah, if they want, I like I said, I kind of enjoy the opportunities. They kind of made them. They That's like the big goal for this blood money update, and we're supposed to get more of those. I think they should have made it a little easier to get, like you said, at least give you one for each mission, and then maybe have the ability to find others if you're taking the time to go loot and find all the lock boxes and stuff. But you should just get one for the for your trouble of actually doing that mission for sure.
Because yeah, like all those locations for Capitale, well, for guaranteed Capitale in each missions were found, like I believe, on the next day or on the next few
Yeah,
days.
I grinded all day Tuesday and was finding a bunch of stuff. Yeah, there's probably a few that I still don't know because there's a few that are pretty hidden. But
Blackwater
it was pretty easy to
contract
find.
first part, I don't know where the Capitale is. Like I haven't found it, but I haven't checked any sources. Maybe it's already found, and maybe that's it, I guess. But anyway, my point was like new players are not necessary like googling for it. They will just not find any Capitale and be disappointed and feel like they wasted time. And like
But we know why we know why they made it to feel like a grind, because it's available at the fence as well.
oh yeah, it's insane. I mean, that's something super annoying. I don't really mind. I made some laughs all the time about this 52 gold bar outfit, but I mean, wherever. Like you said, it's a cosmetics. Like, who cares how much cosmetics cost? It's just funny that it takes like 108 runs of this premium opportunity mission to grind for
Yeah,
this
I saw that. Yeah.
and in each you will need to wait until the end of the timer, so it's kind of stupid. But this price for Capitale is kind of weird in my opinion. I mean, the mission pays like at best you can get a little more than one
Yeah, I
gold
saw your
bar.
breakdown. It definitely is not worth it at all if you're wasting gold to do it. It's just the easy way out.
So
Which-
who will buy it? What do you think? Like, who I bought it just to make video when I was
Tuesday,
testing when I was
I
testing
think
this.
I think Tuesday and Wednesday after the update, I probably spent like 30, 40 gold on Capitale because I kept doing the mission over and over again, trying to find a whole bunch of stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, like
Testing different things.
So they are focusing only like content creators. That's it.
Yeah, they're
like
taking my gold.
yeah, so, like, because I hardly see any new player actually like buying this Capitale. Buying gold,
I don't think-
buying gold to buy Capitale. I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think. And like,
Yeah, there's definitely no point to buy that at all, and I've told people that quite a lot as well. They're like, "Well, you could." People get upset that it's in the fence. I'm like, well, I mean, they added that maybe for, that couple instances where like, hey, maybe we can get somebody to get our gold and buy this Capitale, but no one should be buying that at all. that's a bad purchase.
Yeah, and I think no
For
one
sure.
will buy it because maybe I don't understand how it works, but I don't think that new players will. First of all, they will have like even problems finding that this Capitale can be purchased from fans. I mean, I imagine, I remember how I was a new player, and it was way less content in this game back then. But I mean, it's not like you gonna be going around and like visiting fences too often, because there is so much stuff to do, and fence is like not the first place where you will go to. So I mean, just don't think that it's made for any reason. And it's kind of annoying to see that 10 Capitale costs 3 gold bars. It annoys players, so I don't think
and
so.
then they
Yep.
it's you can't even do the mission with 10 as well. They
Mm-hmm.
should at least made it like
Exactly.
15 maybe for 3,
which
which
is
still
kind of
dumb,
weird,
but,
right? Because you will
at
need
least
to
you
buy.
can spend 3 gold bars and go play the mission to make back half a gold bar if you spend a half an hour in there.
Yeah, and you cannot. I mean, at least they could make so we can buy 5 Capitale, because it's kind of weird that we will still have some Capitale left after purchasing enough Capitale for starting the mission, except it's on a standard difficulty.
And look, we went like what time is it? We went an hour and a half without saying Capitale, and now in the last 5 minutes, I think we said it like 100 times.
I mean, we're talking about Blood Money update. Like, what can we do?
As
I
soon
mean,
as you say Capitale, it's just stuck in your head.
I have to show Cat. Yeah, just like an apology. We said too much of this word, which is definitely annoying for anyone right now. But I mean, it's a weird decision. Sometimes Rockstar makes like cool decisions. Sometimes they are extremely questionable. This one is extremely questionable in my opinion. Like, and I doubt that it's gonna achieve anything.
Yeah, and everything they do in this game probably goes through some sort of vetting as far as like focus groups within the company. I'm not sure if they ever actually bring in anybody else to really look at stuff, except for, I mean, support probably comes in and says, yeah, this is what we're hearing. This is the kind of stuff that everyone wants. And then, the development team is like, well, I mean, that might take a lot of work to do that. We could do something like this. Do you think that would work? And they might be like, yeah, maybe, let's try it. And then we get stuck with this.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if it's like, if it works differently in different companies, though, but because I'm not familiar, but it seems like it works like this here. And I actually just was collecting treasure map and treasure chest, and I saw a title of your video. Alright, I haven't seen the video right now. Like, it's called "Did Rockstar Nerf Treasure Maps in Red Dead Online?" I haven't seen it yet. I just saw it when I was posting a link to your page. By the way, guys, link to AustinBMX page is in the description. But it's gonna be a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure that answer is no. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. I mean, I concluded that I don't believe so. Right? I've seen a lot of comments and got a lot of comments on streams and stuff that people thought they were. So luckily,
because it's
I had like
RNG.
14 treasure maps.
Every time
Yeah, exactly. I had 14 treasure maps, so I did them all and kind of calculated all the data, and I didn't see any major change.
It should be same, like 1.2, I believe, gold and like $100. It always was the same. Like,
yeah, that's about what I got with my 14.
I usually say that on average you're gonna get like 1 gold bar, just so people will not feel I don't know, robbed when they will open chest and will see the like 0.65. I believe it's the lowest I've ever seen amount of gold. But I guess it works this way. Each time after update, when people facing RNG, like with treasure maps, and they are not
Yeah, that's the
lucky.
first thing everyone was doing when the
Yeah.
update comes. What they changed? What they nerf? Is Collector still working?
Oh, by the way, I mean, I was super surprised, and actually, I see it as a positive thing, as a positive moment that they haven't changed collectors. They haven't not changed, but nerfed the collector. I was surprised.
Yeah,
I was pretty sure they will
definitely
do
a
it.
positive. I think it kind of is a little more balanced now. I mean, it's still pretty OP, especially with the map. You just got killed, but it definitely is a lot more balanced since the change that they made on it. So I don't think they're going to be changing it at all until maybe they enhance it. But then who knows what they're going to do or extend it or whatever they do.
I mean, but why do
Hopefully.
you think it's balanced? Collector role. It's still OP. Like it's.
Oh yeah, it's still definitely OP, but I think they see that the changes that they made dropped it down from being majorly OP back to being completely RNG because I don't think they wanted it like that to begin with. So I think that's a good compromise that they feel is working the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, maybe it's like a compromise between, and they are fine with its state. Actually,
Or maybe they just can't figure out how to make stuff that statically spawns on a table random.
I
That
mean,
could be it too.
it shouldn't be that hard with cards. It's just but I'm not quite sure whether.
Well, it still says every time you walk up to a card on the table, it says what it is. You know, so it's not hidden at all until you or you can see it there. So I don't know. That'd be a lot of code probably for it to just say random card or tarot card, and you pick it up. Once you see it, it tells you what it is. I don't know. That's probably a lot more code than they wanted to do with something that's just hidden in a box. When you open the box, it gives it to you. You know, because you don't actually see all the stuff that's randomized. It doesn't actually have a physical makeup in the game. You know, it's just in a box. So it's kind of like Capitale, how Capitale works. You know, you open that box and you don't see anything. It just pops up into your inventory. I think that's a lot easier to make random than something that physically has, you know, ones and zeros on the game code there, like the horsehair brushes and cards and eggs and all that.
Well, yeah,
That'd be
they
a-
would
that'd
like
be a
to
lot harder make
randomize it.
randomized for sure.
Yeah, so they can randomize it at the moment when you open it, and if we're talking
Yeah.
about
Then
cards,
you, then you get a then
Yeah.
you get a random duck egg up in the mountains. You're like, what the frick's this duck doing up here? It's crazy. How did a duck get up here in the snow?
No, I
Doesn't
mean,
know where
dark.
he's going.
They hardly can randomize flowers and eggs, but I was thinking about tarot cards because they are still
Yeah. Yeah, cards would be another big one because there's like, you know, four full
four
sets
full
too.
sets, yeah,
So,
and it gives you the same, pretty much the same profit per hour as it
besides, without actually changing it fully, I thought they'd at least would have done the same thing they did. I think with Bounty, right? Because they nerfed it during Naturalist, right? Yeah, the time right. That's when they actually started the randomization.
Yeah.
And then during Bounty Hunter, they didn't change any of that, but I think they like recycled the way the cycles work. I thought they were gonna at least do something like that and kind of not really change anything, but just make it so everyone has to refigure out where everything is.
But I mean, it's like it works for like 2 days.
Yeah,
It gives
yeah.
effect for 2 days, and then guys.
Half the stuff and they do in this game to try to fix stuff. I mean, they know it's only gonna cause an issue for a
Yeah,
couple days. You know,
just like with the bridge, just like with the bridge.
Yeah,
which
the
actually-
bridge or sedating and giving to cribs. We've already figured out a way around that and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's
Actually,
Yeah,
it's
people can
funny,
figure
but
stuff out
at the
fast.
very first day, or maybe on the second, when I said about this issue, like on some of my Russian language viewers sent me a method. I haven't tried it, but I guess it was found also pretty fast. Like, but I mean, to me, it looked like a glitch because there is a now it used to be a glitch in my opinion, but now you need to do some voodoo schmoodoo with calling your horse or something like this.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly because I decided not to try it, but it's
just in case it duplicated.
Yes, it's almost
Because
like
a lot of those techniques are included in all the duplication stuff as well. So like, you guys sure this is gonna duplicate on me? Because I don't want to get in trouble. I'm not trying to duplicate it.
By the way, I actually wonder what to say. Fix there was some sort of was duplication. Like I haven't heard about this after update. Maybe you know about it. There was a big issue. Well, like not that. Like people were duplicating, for example, legendary bear pelts and stuff like this. They were duplicating pretty much anything. Like, was that fixed? Do you know about this? Because I'm not aware.
Don't know. A lot of the really big glitching YouTubers haven't really been doing too much. I haven't seen, so I always used to watch that stuff just to know. Some people ask, I'd be like, hey, you know, that's there, but never took part in it at all. I haven't really seen too much, so I'm not sure exactly what is in the game right now. I do know, I think there's a major issue that people can do or bug where you can get infinite spawns of collectibles. I think that still works. I think I heard some people talking about that. So that's a major thing I thought they would have fixed.
Oh, it's a big one. I've never heard about this actually. I've heard about treasure mobs, but it
requires like network jumping and dropping your connection and all. I mean, it's definitely a glitch and bug, but for somehow it spawns all the collectibles in your area for all the cycles, and you can go pick them up. Yeah, I think I heard that still worked, which is crazy.
Okay, we have comments from chat that this isn't fixed, and probably about duplicating glitch. The whole stream, some random cougars attacking me. Like,
that's crazy, right? Is that another one right now?
No, I guess it's a bear. It's
okay.
A bear should be spawning there, and he's like harmless. But like,
yeah, cougars all over you.
Yeah, they're so angry. By the way, have you mentioned that this time Rockstar haven't received like any major backlash? I'm talking about, let's say, on YouTube, because with Bounty Hunters update, they received like a lot of pain. At least if you're looking at the likes-dislike ratios and on everything that's connected to Bounty Hunters update. And now they're fine. I'm just checking it right now, but about the...
Oh, you think like on their actual...
On their Rockstar web page, yeah, like Blood Money update, Red Dead Online. They have like decent views and they have 94% like to dislike ratio. Compare it to Bounty Hunters update 3.6.
I haven't looked either.
59 like to dislike ratio. It was disliked like crazy. Bounty Hunters. Obviously, it's not because of Bounty Hunters itself. It's because of daily challenge system nerf.
Yeah, I would say that's probably right.
But I mean, this time, since we talked about this a lot, about the context, about the stuff like this, it also was expecting that they might not get like good like to dislike ratio, but no, it's actually well received. If we're talking about this number only, it's just no difference from other updates, I believe. So Moonshiners had almost the same, 96%. Naturalists had probably lower, low, but not by much. So it was well received, and maybe that's another reason why they decided not to nerf anything like collector roll. Or I've heard that they actually, I haven't checked it, that they've nerfed trader roll a little bit, that you receive less experience now for resupply missions.
I haven't heard that at all and haven't looked into it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to test for me because
for a resupply, you should just get 500.
Yeah, and now you receive 150 or something, or 175. So
wow, I haven't checked that. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's gonna be harder to level up the role now.
It used to be great to use a posse for those resupplies because you get, you know, XP for every bag that it gives you if you get those bag ones, and that was really easy to rank stuff up.
It's still 500 XP for resupplies as only. Okay, so I guess it was incorrect because someone sent me a DM. It's like something I haven't tested yet.
Yeah. There's I get all that stuff all the time. Maybe that's still 500 for player XP.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder. I don't remember what bounty hunter XP used to be for that stuff. I mean, sorry, roll XP for trader XP used to be for that stuff because I mean that's been
Yeah, a long time
forever.
ago. Yeah.
I think the trader was the first role I ever finished doing, and you know, it was like 2 days later, so that was a long time ago. Which is why I wish they'd give us the freaking expansion for it, so I could start getting roll XP again for all the crap I do for that role.
Yeah, I mean, I really was surprised that there was no expansion. I still think that they made this decision to move it, like, not in the last day, obviously, but like I think they were planning to add this extension in summer. Oh, it says like 500 XP for the first bag now, but only 175 XP for the next ones. Beetle Goose. I'm not sure whether I'm sorry, I probably mispronounced it, but good info, dude. So it's some sort of a nerf. There is.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure whether it's gonna be super significant for most players because like not everyone is playing in a posse, but for some it will be a big change. So we've been talking for 2 hours now, and now like super brief few last questions for you. So like and it's like they're gonna be straight to the point. So have your optimism decreased after you now, let's say, after you saw the update and learned about it and saw everything that is connected to all the context? Have your optimism about the future of Red Dead Online decreased overall?
My optimism gone down to how I feel that this game has potential and if it will live up to what everyone wants it to be? That's a hard question. That's a hard question, man. Yeah, this update definitely it did not help that at all. I still, I mean, it's called optimism for a reason, right? And I have faith. I still think Rockstar knows the potential of this, and they even though all this crap they do, they are good business people. They know how to make games make money. They got GTA over there, right? So I feel business-wise, they know what this game needs, and they have plans to get it there at some point. They're just kind of not focusing on it right now. You know, they got other stuff going on, which they probably will forever.
Yeah, it's not that optimistic. You don't sound. Okay, you're probably scaring many viewers right now because they see you as the most optimistic YouTuber at least, but what you just said is far from being optimistic. It's not my definition.
Well, being optimistic and realistic's definitely different. I mean, I'm optimistic because I'm hopeful, right? Because I know you are as well. We know what this game has the potential to get to, and we, of course, we want it to get there, right?
Yeah, but I mean, with each update, my like realistic expectations, my expectations on like whether this moment will ever be here, when Red Dead Online will shine, is like my expectations are lower and lower each time. Each time when I see what they're doing with this game, with each update, unfortunately, it seems like they're definitely not hurrying anywhere. And now is the question, like, do they really have so much time? You know, to implement all these changes someday. I'm not quite sure anymore because of the...
Yeah, they definitely are going slow. Like I said, I thought we were gonna get a roll enhancement, or at least a couple of them. I thought we were gonna get a couple roll enhancements this update, and maybe a couple the next update, and then that would have been all of them enhanced, and then we would move on to something big next summer. I was thinking that we were gonna get that and would have been totally okay with that because I figured that's what they were gonna do, and now they dropped this out of the blue, and those roll enhancements. I mean, like, well, if they're gonna drop that down the road, we're just extending out the drip feed of full on content they want to add. And I don't, like I said, I don't know if they have the time. They need to get everything dropped in this game and get it going faster than that, because this game's already on its last leg on older consoles for sure. It was when it dropped. This game already was hurting those consoles when it dropped, and now it's just getting worse and worse.
Yeah, unfortunately, that sound.
And they may know
right.
that as well. They may know that this game is definitely barely playable on older gen consoles. I mean, there are probably some people that have no problems at all, but majority of the people, you know, I'm not saying barely playable as it crashes all the time. You know, you can hear and you know that those consoles are having, you know, they got to work hard to make this game work where it is right now, and they also know that, you know, next gen stuff right now is not readily available. So they're like, they kind of trying to weigh their options. You know, should we update this game like crazy to make it so it doesn't work for a majority of our players that play? This game is available to play on lots of different platforms. We know a majority of people who play this game are on, you know, PS4 or Xbox One, most likely. And so they might be weighing their options as well, but they're definitely running out of time to do something. They got to make a decision quick.
Okay, so what do you think? Whether it's like, what's your personal expectation? Whether they will ever have this jump to the next gen, where they will say, okay, this game is like no longer supported. Not like it's not supported, but we're not gonna release any updates for previous gen consoles. Will this ever happen? Like, or the game will always be in this state where it's like cannot handle all they should add.
Well, all we can do is look at what they've done with GTA, right? And I know it costs way more money to develop a new game than it does to do updates, even if they are piss poor updates, right? It costs way more to develop a whole new project. So I'm surprised that they haven't announced anything to jump to new consoles for this game already. I mean, it only took them a year to do it when GTA first came out, right? It was only out for a year before they jumped to PS4. But the timing was a little different because I think GTA 5 came out like right when PS4 came out. So a year later, they jumped to the next gen. So the timing on this one's a little different because the game had already been out for a while. So there's already a lot of people on those older gen consoles.
Yeah, I also think that it's a problem, and I'm not quite sure.
They might have their hands tied behind the actual console companies as well, because I know Sony, for one, I follow them more than I do Xbox stuff, but I know Sony, for one, has come out publicly and said that not to worry, our PS4 stuff, you know, will continue to support that stuff for years to come. So they might even be getting told, you know, hey, you can't just forget about this game at all. You got to at least keep supporting it and stuff. So maybe hopefully GTA 5 Enhanced does really good, and Rockstar is like, oh, maybe we should do this to our other game, possibly.
And it was a hidden message from Austin that we should all go and buy enhanced edition of GTA. Actually, it's something that I personally will do because I just want to see how it's gonna look on the next gen.
Yeah, I'll be buying it as well. I jump into GTA every once in a while. I heard you never played it.
Never played it. I want
way different compared to this game, right? And it's not really my forte too much. Just I like driving the cars around and doing stupid stuff like that with friends and just messing around. So I'm excited to see enhancements on there and how it looks graphically. That's my biggest hope for it, that it looks great.
Yeah, because right now that's something that like bothers me is a comparison to, because these games are pretty similar in many ways, so it's gonna be super hard to play for me after like jumping from Red Dead Redemptions to Engine to GTA that is super old and like definitely not as technically advanced, so it's gonna be just painful to even start this. But I would like to try driving a
Yeah,
car.
the menus are pretty archaic. They're hard to get through. I'm jumping from. I just started playing GTA. My first GTA I ever played, maybe like a little over a year ago or so. So after playing this for a while, and I was like, oh, they're maybe the same people. They have same auto aim mechanics and whatnot. Oh man, they're so different. Trying to figure out how to get through menus and things like that. I was lost.
Yeah, it's biggest concern is that I have is that I will be lost as well. But anyway, we will see. Who knows? Hope soon at least Rockstar will share at least information about this next gen GTA, because there is again not much information about this one as well, despite the fact that it's gonna be released like relatively soon. Like Rockstar is being Rockstar.
I think they have a date, right? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
date there is a date, but not too many like technical details or something like this. Like
Yeah, yeah.
not much information, which is super weird because it's obviously their main release for this year. Like basically only release. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's huge. It's almost like a new game release, because
yeah.
yeah, PS5, Xbox Series X edition. I wonder if it'll get pushed over to PC as well. I mean, I imagine PC is already enhanced. I'm not sure if PC runs the same version as console does.
But there might be different content. There will be different content, like for these cars, different upgrades that will
Yeah,
be
kind
only
of.
available in enhanced. So I'm not quite sure how they will do it with PC. So whether it will be available on PC or not. So
Yeah, they
I
did
guess it will
that.
be.
They did that with the PC launch of Red Dead, right? There
Hmm.
was when they did that, there was new story content. But I think that was available for everybody, right? Which just
Yeah,
launched during PC.
it was available for everyone. I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
only times then they locked update was not update but content is they will lock in some content for PlayStation users, like some legendary animals,
Yeah, like
like
early
ability
access
cards.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
so
Early access stuff.
so
Was there
stupid.
ability cards in that? I thought it was.
Ability cards, yeah. Like half of the ability cards
Wow.
that they added in Frontier Pursuits were not available on Xbox, and it was like super annoying for me because I
Really?
wanted to test them all. Yeah, like for a
Remember
month or
that?
so. I'm
That's
pretty sure
crazy.
Gunslinger's Choice was not available, and maybe some other ability cards, and I was super annoyed by this because I mean it's fine when they hide some cosmetics this way, like hide from some players, but when we're talking about ability cards or weapons, I don't think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, yeah. Horses and okay, I think there's been a couple horses like that as well. And yeah, like you said, the few missions as well, like legendaries, but like ability cards and things like that. That's kind of I don't remember that. I mean, I was on PlayStation, so I probably didn't
Yeah,
notice.
yeah, you haven't mentioned this, but because I remember it pretty clearly, it was like for a month I wasn't able to
I was like, ha,
test it.
Xbox guys, get PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean that probably that's the message they're trying to send. Like, here you go, we have such a better game here.
Well, you mean I mean I imagine Sony for I don't think there wasn't any early release in this update. I don't think there any early release in Bounty Hunter. I think Naturals was the last early
Naturalist was the
release
last, I believe.
PlayStation stuff. Yeah, so maybe Sony quit giving them money. I don't know.
And maybe they saw that it's not effective, especially if we're talking about, Red Dead Online, because it's not the most popular game. And I'm pretty sure they were it's like, have you seen this story about how this game sold on Epic Store? You haven't seen
Like
this
how
stuff?
many it sold?
Yeah, like because there is a trial right now between Epic Store and Apple. And during
Yeah.
these trials they like had to show some data, So there was a deal between Rockstar and Epic. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 was released on Rockstar Launcher and on Epic, not in Steam, like for a month. Like it's early access. And they failed to sell, like they haven't even, if I remember correctly, they even haven't sold 1 million copies of Red Dead Redemption on Epic. That's how hardly they failed.
Yeah, well, that's hard to that's hard to figure out though, because I mean, it's that you can go to PlayStation and you can buy Red Dead. You can go to Xbox and buy Red Dead, but if you're playing on PC, there's like 3, right? Can you buy it 3 different ways at least? You can buy it through Steam, can't you?
Epic,
you can buy it directly
launcher.
from Rockstar, right, on the launcher. Yeah, so that's kind of strange how that works, you know. And I don't know who would go to. I mean, Steam's of course, the
Steam is number 1,
biggest.
but it was like 1 month.
Yeah, and then if people didn't
had
go
to
to
wait
Steam,
months.
they'd probably go to Rockstar launcher. I'm not sure who would go to Epic to buy Red Dead.
I
Maybe
bought
if you
it
already had the launcher and you didn't want to
in
buy it on a
launcher.
launcher. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because it looked like it's not a fair deal from Rockstar. If you give an Epic some early access, like make sure that it's gonna be the only place where people can buy it, because I mean I just bought it on Rockstar launcher, because why would I buy it on Epic if I will still need to?
That was the first one you could buy, right? You could pre-order, I think, on the launcher, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You got it all downloaded, but didn't the launcher have a whole bunch of issues at the beginning as well?
No.
With the game?
No, I mean, people still need to install launcher anyways, whether they play on Steam or on Epic Store so it will they still need to install it. So, I mean, I saw no reason.
So confusing.
Yeah, they made a kind of weird stuff. So, anyway, last question. I've asked you about being optimistic. I've asked you about all this stuff. What are you planning to do until the next update in this game?
What I plan to do in the next update?
Until
this game?
Yeah, like what is your usual
the next update, like December?
Like December, yeah, like May. Okay, let's make it October. Like, is your usual routine gonna change because of this Bounty Hunt Blood Money update? Are you gonna include some elements? Because, you know, I'm pretty sure that you already opened all the possible contents that we already received. So, not counting these drip feed opportunity missions, is your gaming routine gonna change?
No, my game routine is not going to change. Will it include this stuff? Yeah. I mean, my game routine usually is just riding around with friends, maybe doing a little bit of money grinding if we got a map, and then all the other content usually I sprinkle in, you know, so I'll include this stuff as well, just like bounties and legendary missions from Harriet. I mean, I'll jump into them every once in a while if I'm like, oh, what should we do today? I haven't done a bounty in a while. I'll go jump in there, and I'll probably include crimes and the contracts and the opportunity, just like I do those type of missions, you know. It's not going to be geared around that at all. Like we've already mentioned, that both of us probably agree this doesn't have much replayability anyway, but replayability is there if you haven't done it in a while. I always say too, I enjoy stranger missions as well if I'm not grinding them, right? If like in a couple of weeks I'll be like, hey, I haven't done this one, it's pretty fun, I'll go do that and have fun for 10 minutes doing that mission just for the fun of it, not for the $6.87. So
okay, but when was the last time you replayed Telegram mission?
Never.
Yeah, I thought that you're gonna. I mean, I'm pretty
I didn't
sure.
bring Telegram at all. You brought Telegram missions up. I didn't bring Telegram missions up at all. Those ones, yeah.
So
those ones
I
don't
guess
like.
the same.
Those
will
ones I don't
happen.
like because it's the same reason. It's the same reason I don't do legendary bounties too much either, because they're stuck at the hard level.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yes, it's
Sometimes I don't want to shoot people too hard, Cat. I just want to roam around and maybe goof off when I'm doing a mission. Every once in a while it's fun. That's why I like things that you can pick.
actually.
Like I mean, the opportunity on Roofless for me solo. I mean, I everyone knows if they watch our channel. I suck at video games. I just like to have fun. I mean, technically I don't suck. You know, I'm not terrible, but the Roofless for me is nerve wracking because I am running around trying to get it done. So I'll do that every once in a while just for fun time. Like we did it on stream on Friday, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a posse with me, but we still, you know, almost died a few times and barely made it through it. Just for that one little fun experience is fun, but I'm not going to be grinding it at all. Jump into it every once in a while.
So you think that you will replay it sometimes because there are different, unlike with Telegram missions or with Bounty, because there is a, you know, this option to choose difficulty.
Yeah, the same thing with Moonshiner story missions as well. Even if it's not like a daily or something, every once in a while I go, hey, let's just go do that for today. I enjoy that mission enough to go play it once every month or something, you know, just to jump in there. That's what this game is kind of good for. Is yeah, everything's kind of like the same, but there is a lot of stuff to do, right? It's got quite a massive amount of content if you spread it out and sprinkle it everywhere and do different things here and there and not just stick in the monotonous, you know, trader or moonshiner, just grinding. And we already brought up that there's nothing to buy in this game after a certain point anyway, so just keeping the game spread out to different content is always better than grinding for sure. That's how I usually play.
Yeah, so I hope that many players will see this situation in the same way, more optimistic way. But I rather hope that Rockstar will change our perspective by drip feeding something impressive. I really think I still think that next opportunities will be better than the first one, just like it happened with Legendary Bounty missions back in December. But who knows? Anyways, thanks to anyone who joined the stream. Thanks to anyone who was communicating in the chat. Thanks to you, Austin, obviously. Thanks to all patrons who support my channel. I saw there was some communication in the chat during the stream. And yeah, we discussed some stuff. It seems like we don't have like too much of a different opinion, but which is kind of might sound surprising to you about this Blood Money update, but I mean our rate for this Blood Money update is pretty close, I would say. Anyway, thanks to anyone who joined. Thanks, Austin. See ya next time.
Yeah, I appreciate. Thank you for having me on.